Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Horror Realm. I'm Travis Bruce, and today we're doing another indie horror spotlight. Today I have with us, he's a returning guest, but this time he's here to promote something else. He's a filmmaker, and he is actually the owner of a new streaming service that is actually going to be launching on April 2nd, and it is called Abracadabra. I have with us Robert Longo. Robert, welcome back to the Horror
Hey,
Realm.
thanks so much for having me. Good to see you again. Good to be here.
You too, man. Now, you and I have been talking for the last couple of months, through DMs, and you were, telling me about this idea and this new streaming service. But tell everybody a little bit about Abracadabra.
Sure. It's an independent streaming service for independent movies, low budget, under $2 million movies for science fiction, horror, and fantasy, like sword and sorcery kind of stuff. And it's for independent filmmakers to have that prestige and that feeling of, my movie can be seen somewhere cool. It's like a full service. It looks like it's slick like Netflix even. As far as the layout of it goes, we have plans to launch it on the Apple Store and Android also. But really the reason and motivation I'm doing it is because even I, as an independent filmmaker, it's hard to make money at doing this. It's hard to get, paid enough. You make one movie, you max out your credit cards, borrow from family and friends, and, you put it up there on any other service, let's say, and some of them are paying you like 9 cents a view.
Yeah.
You're just never going to recoup that money at all, and it doesn't feel that great. And it comes down to, I think there's just a few too many middlemen within the process. I want to eliminate that, and I have a business model so the filmmakers get a larger chunk of the money, not just through views, but subscriptions for the subscribers themselves and from the ads. So it's a big revenue sharing business model for a streaming service.
So one of the questions I have to ask you right now, when it comes to streaming services, it is like flooded. I mean, you got Folsom, Tubi, Amazon. I mean, you got Plex. You got tons of them. What is something that is going to, for the audience, is going to make your platform stand out?
I think for the audience, it's going to stand out because it's going to be a repository for independent films that they love. We know that horror movie fans love their independent horror, films. So it's going to be a place where all of their horror movie, independent filmmakers can reside in and have a platform for their movies. And it'll attract those subscribers, that audience, because they'll know, even just from vaguely familiar with Abracadabra, that we will pay our filmmakers more than any other service out there, streaming service out there. So like when you support a filmmaker on Abracadabra and you subscribe and watch them, you know that they're getting a larger chunk of the, money of the pie than anywhere else. And as filmmakers, you can tie that into, your offerings from Kickstarter and Indiegogo. Here, use coupon code, Travis Bruce, get a discount on the subscription as a perk, right? Or something like that. And every month that they renew, you get a chunk of the subscription, plus views, plus ad revenue. Nobody else does that. Nobody else does that.
And Robert, that's something the horror room will be interested in the future. Yes.
I think so.
Yes. All right. So I'm an indie horror filmmaker. And let's say right now I have my film up on YouTube. Let's say I'm having up on my YouTube channel. How would I be able to say, Robert, I would like to have my show. It's up on streaming on YouTube right now. How would I be able to get it over onto your channel?
Sure. So we'll have an onboarding process, where we're still working this part out though, where you pay a flat fee just for us to process the film and put it up on the site, because it does take manpower, to get it to the right file aspect and post it up and put the metadata and the subtitles and all that fun stuff, right? And I'm not talking like anything astronomical, but let's just say it was $20 a film. So pay Abracadabra $20, your film goes up, you get a special coupon code. It's a coupon code that anybody who subscribes abracadabra.media/Travis Bruce uses that coupon code, you will forever get part of that subscription fee.
Ooh, okay.
And then every quarter, we take the ad revenue, we divide it amongst all the subscribers. They get half of it. Abracadabra gets the other half just to keep Abracadabra running. Then once we have enough subscribers, then we'll roll out, a view count. How many times your movie is viewed, you'll get, essentially like everywhere else, pennies on the dollar for it. So instead of just one way to make money on a streaming site for the independent filmmaker, there'll be 3 ways.
And that's an incredible offer. Now, right now, when it comes to TV and Folsom and Plex, I don't mean to badmouth them, but like right now, I feel like there's no gatekeeper. Is that something that you're going to do? Are you going to just be accepting every single project that comes through, or will there be a rejection process?
That's a great question. I think we're going to have some guidelines as to what we don't want. I don't think we want gratuitous, nudity, for instance. Honestly, we're working out because I want it to be a place where a filmmaker can go to make some extra money and feel that legitimacy of my movie's on a streaming site. Look, I did it. It's there, and I actually get a check every quarter that pays for at least a good dinner or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the only problem I foresee is, if we have ads, and when I say ads, this is super important to Abracadabra. We will only have 2 types of ads. When you first go to the site, there's an ad banner that plays always for the one ad. Every movie will have one pre-roll ad. The ad starts and then the movie starts. There will never be any ads that interrupt your movie. Why? Because as a filmmaker, I respect your film. I don't want to break it up with ads. As an audience member, I'm tired of ads. I'm Generation X. I come from, TV commercial time. You only had 12 channels to cable and, commercials. And now we're back to commercials everywhere. And
yes.
And I don't want that. As a filmmaker, I don't want my film interrupted, at the cliffhanger or a terrible moment, and there's an ad, and then they come back and they miss the first 2 seconds that was really important exposition about what was going on. So no ads during your movie. Just a headliner ad, banner ad when you first get to the site, and then a pre-roll ad, and that's it.
Yeah, because I agree, especially with a horror movie, it kills the tension.
It takes you out of it.
Yeah, and I grew up in the '80s, and I'm an old millennium, so I'm right behind you. And I remember watching horror movies on one of those basic channels. It was right there where Jason's about to and coffee commercial, and it's oh fuck, it just ruins that tension for you.
It takes you right out of the immersion of the movie, and I think it's disrespectful to the genre of independent filmmaking itself. I get that these other companies want to make, hand over fist money and everything. I don't even really want to do this, to be honest, Travis. I don't really want to I want to make movies that make money. And I know, I sound like, Horton, because he's fantastic, but it's true. I mean, I want to make movies that make more money. But the way the landscape is right now, it is very difficult to do that. And I want to give of myself and everyone else a place that we can make a little extra money.
And it's a great thing. Listen, right now, if you're a horror fan or if you're just an indie fan, there are options. There's tons of things out there. But you have to weed through a lot of things just to get to something good or something that you actually want to watch. So when it comes to cataloging with Abracadabra, what are some things that audiences can expect?
So that's a great question. I think because it's independent filmmaking, one thing that our fans love is they love the behind the scenes stuff. They love the story behind the story, right? So imagine you go to the Abracadabra page and you click on let's say your movie, Travis Bruce's, Kill Camp movie Part 7. Kill Camp movie Part 7 will have the trailer on its own page, the movie on its own page, and probably something kind of like what you do, a personality who interviews either, the filmmaker or an actor or actress, and has and a behind the scenes section too. So it'll be like it's almost like a DVD experience, a full bonus featured DVD experience. So you can go as deep as you want. You can do trailer, movie, behind the scenes, and interview, but it's all there on that one page for your movie.
And that's something. That's good.
No, go ahead.
No, but I'm saying that's something that I do miss. I miss the DVD era, the physical media copy, because you do have those behind the scenes. We also have trailers to other movies. Like, I miss the VHS where, you watch one movie and beforehand, you get trailers to other movies, and made by that same filmmaker, and you get to see that trailer beforehand, and you're like, damn, I need to grab that next time, or I need to watch that.
Yep. So as far as cataloging, at first it's just going to be science fiction category, fantasy, horror, maybe documentary, like I said, maybe like kung fu theater kind of stuff also, we'll see. And then I think there's a way that we could do like a recommended once a subscriber has watched X number of movies, that we can recommend other stuff. So we'll do like a recommended, we'll do a new and upcoming, and then the other three main categories.
Now, I know everyone who's watching who is not a filmmaker, they're saying, Robert, I'm paying so much in subscriptions right now. I mean, Netflix is $24 a month. I've got Amazon is $16 a month. Shit, I'm paying for Shudder. I'm paying for all this. What is the fee for Abracadabra?
Yeah, that is rough, and I understand that pain. Right now, I'm trying to work it out that it's maybe $6.99, possibly as low as $4.99 to build up the subscriber base. It might be as low as $3.99 at first, and then half goes to Abracadabra. The other half, if you use the coupon code for the director or filmmaker that you're following, they would get half of that subscriber fee forever. So it's got to be way less than Netflix or really everybody else, because we're only doing like low budget independent films and stuff, and also we have to build that subscriber base up.
Are you terrified?
Yeah. Yeah. I was terrified to even do this interview, Travis, because this is the first time I'm publicly talking about it.
Yeah.
I have the website. I have it pretty much built out already. I really just have to hit like enter and it will begin. And I'm terrified because I never set out to do this. I set out to make movies, but I see it more and more in a lot of businesses. There's just too much middlemen in the process getting in the way. There are too many hands in the pocket. I think nowadays you still need a good distributor, that has connections, that'll put you internationally and do a good job. I still have a distributor. I have Blue Sky Media. They're fantastic. But on the other hand, with all the streaming sites, they just want to make money and they pay the least to the filmmaker. And that to me is criminally insane. It's criminally insane. You take and I don't want to badmouth any, but there's one, they pay 9 cents a view.
Yeah, I know which one.
9 cents a view. Let's round it up to 10 cents a view. That means it takes 10 people to watch your movie to get $1. With Abracadabra, let's say it's, the subscription is, $4.99. You get $2.50 a month no matter what, even if they don't watch your movie, as long as they used your coupon code. Plus, we'll do views, and we probably will do less money on the views at first. It'll probably be like 5 cents a view because it's the subscribers that we want and the ad revenue that we want to divide. So, the take home for the independent filmmaker is really 3 times more than any other streaming site out there, service out there. It's crazy. It's a crazy idea, and I'm terrified. Yes.
Yes, I can imagine it. I mean, it said, "Listen, I was terrified when I started this. I mean, it is terrifying. We try to do something new."
Because
Now,
it's either going to go one or two ways. It's either going to go that I launch it and, I can't get any independent filmmakers to join me because they could be cautious, whatever. Or we don't get any subscribers because it is a problem. Most households can only really want to carry 2 subscriptions a month,
Mhm.
So it's like very crowded there. I'm hoping that we're so low in our subscriber base cost that it's still attractive because independent filmmaking fans are ravenous anyway. So
Mhm.
they're above the average of just 2 a month. Maybe they'll add that third or their fourth one. Plus, I think that the subscribers will come in more because the filmmakers themselves are incentivized to bring the audience because
Mhm.
they're going to get part of that subscriber fee. Or the other part I'm terrified is it's going to grow exponentially so big that it will be my full-time job. I will never make another movie again.
Yeah, baby, keep up. Yeah.
And I'll just be running Abracadabra because there's a lot of like technical stuff, and really the biggest hurdle was like all the legal ease I had to go through, both on the subscriber terms of agreement and then the terms of service, and agreements with and the independent filmmaker that comes on. But like they get a whole, like you had asked before, what was the process? They get like a whole welcome package and an onboarding kind of thing, and I make it very easy, process for anybody to get onboarded for it.
So, how long, if I'm a filmmaker, how long does my movie stay on Whatever.
That's a good question. Right now, I would say as long as we have money to pay the monthly bill to keep the service going.
By the way, you said I have a lot of good questions. By the way, I have no script or anything, Robert. I'm just so fucking good at this, man. I'm so
You are great at it. No, I mean, when I say that I kind of want, somebody to interview all the filmmakers,
Hmm.
I think of you and I think of Raphael Elver at Applebytes. I'm like, I got to be able to hire them to interview people,
I
to
would
build up
love to do that,
that
man.
excitement,
I
because you
would
guys are great
love to
at
do
it.
that. Thank you, thank
So,
you, thank you. Yeah, because I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like Tubi and Amazon, I know you have a set amount of time. And now, if let's say, so how does this work? I have a movie up on Amazon or any of the sites. Can I bring it over to Abracadabra as well, and it simultaneously be streaming?
yeah, so it's a good question. It depends on your agreement with either your distributor or like Film Hub, say, or your agreement, independently if you put it on Amazon. But right now, Amazon apparently has closed the portal for putting movies up on your own on Amazon Prime.
Wow.
You have to have a distributor or had to have had a theatrical release now or won a award at a festival, I believe. So this was just like happened like 2 months ago or so. So that avenue now is closed to independent filmmakers, and that's a shame in a way.
Yeah.
But everybody's got to do their due diligence and make sure they're not violating any other agreement that they have.
Now, is that something you got to research with each filmmaker to be sure that?
Yeah, they're part of the onboarding process. They get like a questionnaire that they have to sign off of, like a legal contract that you're not under any other obligation to be exclusive on any other platform, and you are allowed per your agreement to be on Abracadabra. Yes or no?
All right. Now, when it comes to recruiting, what are some? Have you been recruiting any filmmakers? Have you talked to Eli Roth or somebody yet? Or no? I'm just saying, Eli. I don't know why I say Eli Roth. I mean,
I haven't. I bounced the idea off a few friends and Eva Moroz, who's like the executive producer on most of my horror films, and a few other people, and you, and that's it. So it really is a Field of Dreams thing. I'm going to build it, and we'll see who shows up to it. But as far as recruiting, once we do get within the 2-week launch period, which is probably the 15th or so, 15th of March, then I'm going to start to reach out to the Facebook groups, my own email list of contacts and everything. I'm going to ask you to do the same. I'll supply like a I'll show you what I'm going to say to them once you get me, if you get me in contact with them. Anybody who sees this video, of course.
Yes, 100%.
And then after that, the campaign will be Facebook ads for getting filmmakers on board. And it's going to be the old school going to horror conventions and stuff and having a team that hands out a flyer and says, hey, do you want to make some extra money on a streaming service that puts you first and foremost?
Love it, man. Love it. I'm excited, man. You know, you one of like the first interviews I've ever had, and you know, we've always talked and we respect each other as professionals, and I'm definitely excited to look forward to working with you and Abracadabra. Once again, I'd love to be a sponsor. So, you know, I'm going to promote all your stuff. Like I do with everybody. And yeah, if any filmmakers out there, now, Robert, how can they get in contact with you?
Sure. They can get in contact me, info@abracadabra.media.
Okay. All right.
Abracadabra.media will soon have a fact up of how to join and everything. By the time this airs, that'll be up. And the process for intaking our first filmmakers will be up and ready.
Love it, man. Listen, I'm excited. I know you're nervous as hell. It's going to be great. Listen, everybody, please reach out to Robert. Seems like an amazing streaming service. This is definitely going to help indie horror filmmakers because there's no money in it right now. I mean, unfortunately, only the companies are making the money. And yeah, so definitely check out because we need to put more money into indie filmmakers' pockets. And because guys work so fucking hard, and I try to shine a spotlight on you, but end of the day, more money in filmmakers' pockets equals better films, more films to me.
Absolutely. I mean, there's nothing. The saddest story to me is like you have like a talented, promising filmmaker makes one movie, you know, pretty much puts themselves in the poorhouse to get it done, and then they see no movies, and then they see no money. They don't make any more movies, and we lose that artist forever without even realizing it. And that's like terrible. Like think of those artists out there that have quit because there's been not enough money to sustain even like, you know, a decent living, let alone a living. You know, that's tragic to me, and I want to stop that.
I agree. I'm gonna make a suggestion too. Please. Once a week, you should spotlight a random indie movie on the page.
I like that idea.
Just do a spotlight because once again, I go on Tubi all the time, and I wonder, and I don't know who to look for or what to look for, and like it's hard to find. Like somebody would tell me their film is on it. Do you know how hard it is to find a film on one of the streaming services? It's so hard. It's so hard.
We had a terrible experience last year. I'm not going to name what streaming service, but you couldn't browse through it and find us. Like you would go to horror into the category horror, you wouldn't find us. As long page after page browsing, we wouldn't show up. We'd only show up if you put the exact title in.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. So yes, I love that suggestion. If you message me, I will integrate it for sure.
Yes, that'd be great. Listen, Robert, always blessed to have you on. I'm looking forward to working with you and Abracadabra.
Thanks, Travis. I appreciate your feedback and support throughout this crazy undertaking of ours.
Yes. Well, listen, everyone. Thank you for coming to the Horror Room. That's my man, Robert Longo. I'm Travis Bruce. Abracadabra. Ready to launch. We'll see you next time. Take care.